My name is Nidhi Srivastav, and I lead the Google Cloud Business Group. It is my job to bring the best of Google Cloud to our clients, to you. And today we are going to share an example of how we do this. We are going to go behind the scenes and explore the journey of AI transformation at scale at Cardinal Health with Google Cloud. So please join me in welcoming my guests and panelists, Alisa Cox, VP of Transformation at Cardinal Health, and Pallab Dev, Managing Director of Industry Partnerships at Google Cloud. So, all right. So, Alisa, we've been working with Cardinal Health for over 6 years, and it has shaped up to be a great relationship and a great partnership. We work with you in areas such as finance transformation, supply chain. But you are a woman of many parts. You are a speaker, a coach, host of a podcast series. So tell me a little bit about your role as the transformation leader at Cardinal.
Sure, thank you. So, transformation at Cardinal kicked off about 6 years ago when we kicked off this relationship with Genpact. So, it's relatively new. And we started exclusively in finance. And I started exclusively in finance with our transformation office. And we focused on sort of driving effectiveness, efficiency, controls, and outputs, financial outputs from our finance operations organization. Now, in the last 6 months, we've now merged with our global business services organization. And what that's allowed us to do in transformation, as well as in finance operations, is to think much more broadly about where we can drive value, think about where finance and GBS sit within the context of enterprise objectives and enterprise results and what actually drives customer delight. Because I don't know if any of you are in finance, but finance has never in the world of distribution driven customer delight. It's not what we do. So,
Okay. Pallab, this is your first time at Focus.
Indeed.
Are you having fun?
A lot of it. But
Okay.
I think who was it? Divakar mentioned Goa. I wish that was also a part of the deal.
Okay, all right. So, tell us a little bit about your role and the fact that you made the trip from Sunnyvale means a lot to us. So, what makes Genpact special for Google Cloud?
Sure thing. I think, BK, you mentioned this afternoon, there is no process intelligence without artificial intelligence. And I think in that one sentence, it encapsulates the reason why this partnership is so strategic, at least from a Google viewpoint, and I'm sure it's from your side as well. Let me break it down a little bit. And I'll also talk about my role. So Google's the fastest growing hyperscaler. We have noticed our results last quarter. It grew at 47% year-on-year basis. So it's really growing fast, and it's on the back of great technology that's not just being created in Silicon Valley, like CJ explained, but also getting adopted. Genpact is potentially one of the best partners that we could get out there that has process knowledge and industry knowledge. And really, if you saw everything this morning that Jinsuk presented with Sanjeev's sponsorship, Jinsuk's leadership, and Nidhi, your support, I think we bring the best of process intelligence and artificial intelligence together, which is what this partnership is all about. My role at Google Cloud is to work with partners such as yourselves in bringing best of both worlds for the benefit of our mutual customers.
Thank you. Thank you, Pallab. So now I want to set the stage of where our story is going to unfold. So Cardinal Health is a healthcare company with revenues of 235 billion. 235 billion. So, Alisa, I want to ask a two-part question. First, what was the burning platform for you to embrace AI? And two, was there a scaling framework at play?
Sure. So 200, $300 billion of revenue, huge, colossal revenue, itty bitty profit margins. Wait, my husband works in pharmaceuticals, and I only have pharmaceutical swag. I have no Cardinal Health swag. We don't have that in our budget. So what's our burning platform? We need to make money. But when we think about making money and when we think about how we're going to invest in finance operations, which we've already covered where finance excels and does it, we need to take a very measured approach. With itty-bitty profit margins, you do not operate on the bleeding edge of anything. And so when we think about scaling, when we think about AI, we operate in a 3-horizon framework. Horizon 1, look at our existing process. Where are the opportunities in our existing process? And where can we deploy to drive business value within our existing process? From there, having created now capacity, we can refocus on the people-centric portions of our processes. Where are people still important? We can retool those process steps. We can retool our people. We can reskill our people, help them think more expansively. Think from finance KPI to Cardinal Health KPI to customer KPI. And then Horizon 3, which is sort of where we've heard about Maestro here, Horizon 3 is stitching that all together into end-to-end process orchestration. And so as we think about scaling, one of our biggest challenges is thinking, how do we build Maestro ready, even though our processes may not be Maestro ready today?
Now, that's really an interesting challenge. So, as you spoke about the itty bitty margins, working capital efficiency is very critical from your lens, from your standpoint. So, could you tell us a little bit about what business problem did you pick up once you decided to go all out with your AI COE in terms of rolling out changes to improve margins?
Sure. So we start slow, but we also don't start alone, right? We start in partnership because we can only think about as much as we know. And so we absolutely rely on our Genpact partners, Manu Bog, who is one of our partners and now relationship manager, Saurabh Srivastava, who's our lead GCP architect, and then Gaurav Kumar, who leads our operations, bringing together this 3-legged stool to say, what are the problems and what is the art of the possible? And what they brought us was a proposal on a credit memo agent. So high-level business process, credit memos are one particular kind of bill, but they are an unautomated kind of bill, right? Very high touch. Took an average handling time of 14 days, start to finish, to get a credit memo out to customers so that they could then pay us. And the agent that our team proposed, POC'd, built, deployed about 4 months ago, automatically writes those credit memos and gets them out the door, has taken the average handling time on getting those memos out the door from 14 days to 1. 50% of our credit memos work through this agent. And of those 50%, 2/3 are now completely touchless. And what that has done for us is it has allowed us to operate against the long tail. We are running 10 to 15,000 credit memos a month. There are credit memos at a 14-day AHT we just weren't getting to. And so when we collect cash against these memos that are being processed hands-off, we're collecting cash we weren't even finding capacity to bill historically. It wasn't efficient for us to bill historically. And so this has been a major rethink in the way we leverage AI to drive our business results.
Incredible. Well, Google Cloud has been working with Cardinal also for about 8 years or so now. Now, I'd like to know, one, your view on the 3-horizon framework for scaling, because you work with a lot of enterprise clients. And what is Google's thinking on how to support enterprise clients in their AI transition? So,
Sure. Got it. I'm super happy that you can now buy swag, hopefully, thanks to Google Cloud and Genpact. But here's the deal. I think I think we saw a big spectrum today. The three horizon framework literally should get everybody thinking about a crawl, walk, run approach. What we saw in AI Maestro today is kind of like one of the best I've seen in the industry. And from our vantage point, I get to see a lot of partners, a lot of tech companies. But what it brings to life is building a foundation that can support scalable growth and deployment of AI in a secure manner, in a cost controlled manner, because you don't want to have runaway token costs. And finally, in a manner that drives adoption, like Anu showed in the way she's building our AI operations. So, but to get to that stage of maturity, you need a partner. And I mean, to be honest, Alyssa, what you have done just now is taken the first step. The credit memo process is just great success. It's gotten to benefits that you can now crow about. But what you really want to get to is building the foundation for scalable growth. And honestly, to the audience in this room, it's really about that. Take the crawl, walk, run approach. Don't procrastinate, but get your teams involved right from the get-go, because we truly believe even as you get those early wins and bring constituency and buyer sponsorship internally, it's important to set that foundation in place so that what you saw in the AI Maestro example can become real in your enterprise as well.
Just to piggyback on that, again, credit memo, this agent is absolutely Horizon 1. We rely on partners like Google. We rely on partners like Genpact to help us think bigger about what we can do and also to build smart today. So we're not generating cacophony. So we are building future ready without waiting for the future to start building.
Fantastic.
Excellent. Okay. So I'm mindful of the time there ticking away. And I hope all of you enjoyed this conversation. I had a great time, but there are three key takeaways for me to take away from this focus, from this conversation. First, strategy for scale is a must, and you have to be intentional about it. So think about your scaling strategy. The second thing is that you have to focus on process, reimagining the process, and the data foundation. Without those, you cannot scale. And the third thing is that the partnership ecosystem is the new village today. In this example that we just covered, we had the vision of Cardinal, the process intelligence of Genpact, and the platform power of Google come together to create the design motive for success. So thank you, Pallab. Thank you, Elisa. And thank you for being a good audience. Thank you.